grams of moss, 28 grams of moss. Lil Beaver the king, Lil Beaver the king. Y'all ain't ready for this, y'all ain't ready for this. Champion. I'm the champion. I'm the champion. I'm the champion. Don't know why you can't wanna wait to beat with the speed just to give you cats a chance to eat. What you got for early didn't finish the plate. Now that I'm back, you rap cats are gonna have to wait. Been gone a whole year, still nobody got the leadership or the heart to even feel my spot. I'm the champion, must I say it again? The best in this rap game and I continue to win. See, I'm allergic to that, losing makes me sneeze. Like your phony rap cat, about to make me squeeze. Bring your whole crew, nigga, I'ma swallow that. So when it pops off, ASC is on a holler back. It's 28 grams, nigga. I've been running this shit. So anything in front of me can fuck around and get hit. I follow you rap cats, so you niggas my sons and I'm the truth. Why? Cause I'm the motherfucking champion. I'm the champion. I'm the champion. I'm the champion. Still rep the A&T, but I carry my throne. God bless every child that can hold it home. And I am that child, as you niggas can see. Cause ain't another rapper out there better than me. And this goes to anybody trying to steal my spot. I'm number one in this shit, so number one you die. So when you gas scream, y'all is the best, I laugh. Like really, you cats don't really know the how. You do the math, and that's yourself who really great. Then add it up and watch it equal up to 28. So that's the damn cats know who really the done. I'm overall, I let you niggas fight for number one. See, I put that on my life, put that on my son. Gotta stay the best of people leaking trade love. If I throw it on the key, you can put that on my heart and I'm the God. Cause I'm the motherfucking champion.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the Anthony Brown Show, this segment that we call the ATL. I am joined tonight by none other than the very lovely, the very beautiful
Hello, everybody.
And of course, I am also joined by my brother from another, Mr. Legacy the Great.
What it is, everybody? ATL. Whole
thing. And last but not least, on the roster tonight, we have the juiciest, the most voluptuous, the moist, the wettest cakes.
You don't know that.
Miss Juicy Cakes. She said she's texting me and said she's driving, but she didn't want to be late. But Juicy Cakes is in the house. So how
what it is,
doing?
everybody?
How everybody doing this evening?
Another
doing
day,
great. Just trying to get home from this long day.
Blessings, peace, and love. I am too. Be safe getting home.
Okay.
Good. Thank you, boo.
Hold on, I'm typing something real quick.
We had my son had his basketball game, so had to go and support.
Yes, it'll right now be the biggest cheerleader.
Man, I am. You know he go to all boys school, so there ain't no cheerleader. So I am the cheerleader. Woo. I need a trophy this year.
Okay. I hear that. Well, y'all know
like we said this time in the section where the other team, well, they sat where we sit. Let's put it like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to cheer against other people too. I'm like, oh gosh, but it's all right. We didn't win, but I ain't stopped cheering either.
Well, winning is not everything.
No, it's not.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
It's a part of the game. But you know, if they put a little bit more time on it, it might be a different outcome.
No. They gotta win within the time limit restraint for them. You gotta do it in the beginning.
No. They gotta win within it. You got feedback. Somebody got feedback on the turn on your volume. We all know it's
Somebody put
$5.
their phone on silent.
Y'all know it's $5 Friday, Find Nigger Friday. So please support this show for the viewers. $5 Friday, Find Nigger Friday. Yeah. I got some things I wanted to share with y'all before we got into tonight's topic. Tonight's topic, by the way, is are they for us or against us? Of course, we'll be talking about none other than the 5 police officers that have recently been fired in Memphis as a result of a murder of a black man. So we're going to be talking about this on tonight's show. But before we get into that, I had a few other things I wanted to share with y'all before going. I know some of us have and have not taken the vaccinations for the COVID test, but they're considering doing it as an annual vaccine. Every year the kids have to get vaccinated before going to school at certain grade levels. Well, they're contemplating on how do you feel about them making the COVID-19 as part of the vaccine shot?
It's a violation of human rights.
But I mean, we talked about this last year, and we talked about it when it happened. It was the actual process of asking individuals to come get the shot was a trial run to see how many people will be guinea pigs with just being scared. And then a lot of people did become guinea pigs, not knowing what was in the vaccine, not knowing what could happen, knowing that these folks have passed a law saying that the doctors and anybody who came up with the so-called vaccine for COVID could not be sued or anything, and y'all still went and got this shot because you was that scared. So now enough people didn't die, enough problems didn't take place thus far to where people are still dying off of so-called COVID, that now they still have their agenda, which is to get everybody COVID vaccinated. And the agenda is we're going to force you to take it or your children won't be able to go to school. We're going to force you to take it or eventually they're going to say, if you don't have the shot, we're going to cut off your Medicaid. We're going to cut off your disability. People don't understand that the United States, under the cloak, under the umbrella, pretend to be a democracy, but in truth, they're showing that they're really a dictatorship. And people are gonna jump and fetch and get in line and also make their children take a shot that these children may not even want themselves.
It's crazy because up here, they were forcing to kick people out of school if they did not do the vaccine or turn in a compliance form to get approved to be exempt. And I went down to the exemption office. The people, the lady, the staff, okay, she was so robot, she was so much of a robot. She couldn't function. Her wires were misfiring. And I was like, oh my God, are you okay? I'm like, you need a moment to regroup. And she was just so spaced out. She couldn't understand what you were there for, what to do. It was like watching Twilight Zone with this lady. So I said, well, why don't you take a breather and take a moment and then help me? Because she couldn't listen. She said, oh, thank you. And right there, she just sat in a chair and just stared into space like, whew. And me and my son, we looking at her like, she's serious. And she took about 5 minutes. She said, okay. And what can I help you with? Like she had just saw us. It's crazy. They're overworking them. They're scaring them, making people think that if you don't have the vaccine, something's wrong with those individuals. and then they're forcing them to work with the people, and they're having these anxiety attacks, and kids still keep going to school because they want them in school in order to get the funding from the government. You got to have an attendance. So they're not making the kids not come to school. They're threatening them with we'll keep you from coming. It's crazy.
But this is the thing, Juicy, Tony, and everybody. Even though right now they're not really forcing it, but they are gonna do it. And because right now there is no politician, there is no litigation going on in the courts to tie up the hands of the same. This is what I'm saying. How do you expect people to take the same government that's trying to force the shot on people, take them to court in their own system that they created? So the only way you can get this any type of understanding of justice of somebody overruling in the United States, you would have to take it to the world courts to where they make a decision on if the United States are correct or not. And the truth is, people are going to be forced to take this shot. They got a movie where they show how our government went in and scared people about another type of thing that was taking place. And they were just basically showing people, okay, well, the people that didn't get the jab, they're already infected with something. So it's best that we go out and kill these other people, because if obviously there's something wrong with them that they don't want to take the shot. And it was a mass hysteria war that went on in this movie because the government divided the people who got the shot against the people who didn't want the shot. And it was pretty much like a civil war until they realized that the government was lying to them. And now they go after the government, but who do you go after in the government? Because they're going to turn around and make a law that prevented whatever the person who gave the order to where he or she don't even go to jail. So it's just a little bit too much, but I'm definitely not getting the shot. You can do what you want to do, but I'm not getting nobody's shot.
You know, it's funny that you tell about the movie, but does art imitate life or life imitate art? And they were really trying to push that agenda to create that decorum, but there was enough. There were two. I said, how they gonna pull this off? Because if they're gonna use the military against its own people, these people who are in the military, their family is here. And so are they going to go and kill their cousins and they moms and aunts and uncles because you don't agree with what they're, you know? And I said, how are they going to make it happen? And too much, I think, of our energy of vibrating and speaking the truth, no matter what they were trying to force upon us. Too many people speaking that truth of we're not going to be vaccinated and the reasons why. Like, in order to get exempt, my kids been in school and been exempt from having vaccines way before COVID came. But now, in order to get exempt, I have to fill out a checklist questionnaire, write a statement, and it has to specifically specify certain things in order to get approved. Never had to do that before for any of the vaccines that are out there. But now that COVID came about, they have stipulations on how you can get approved for it. It's crazy.
And Kate, they also had it to where you couldn't get an exempt off of religious beliefs.
Right, but now because they had gotten sued for it about saying that's a violation of rights, they're allowing the religious part to be in there, but you have to have an affiliation posted. You have to have so many different criteria in order for your belief to be accepted. They won't just take you saying because this goes against what you believe.
But let me tell you how
you have Juicy, to have it written like a scripture.
Right, but let me tell you why why they're still able to do this. No, there has not been enough class action lawsuits placed upon the United States of America's government, taking them to court, to where it looked like it's best that we back off of this right here because the people are willing to go to court and fight about it. All they did was let COVID back away for about half a year thus far, a little bit over half a year, and now people are acting and are back to normal. But people are not paying attention. They're advertising right now new booster shots for COVID again. And I'm like,
Omicron.
yes. And I'm like, the only way you would need a booster shot is if there was another strain of COVID that was dropping, that was about to come out again. Because the last one that you gave out should be okay for the same strain that's out. So if I'm finna get Omicron, that means that what? Another strain of COVID is about to come out, and they're trying to manipulate people into getting this shot again.
So in my medical forums that I sit in, and just like, you know, I'm thankful that I have an opportunity to be able to be a part of them. About a month ago, the doctors we got word to tell everybody, go back to putting your mask on, start doing the things that you were doing before, because in other nations, like this is a worldwide meeting. So we get to hear about what's happening in other countries, and we're not hearing about it on our news, which is crazy, but they're being shut down with quarantines already because of the strain that you're speaking of. It's attacking people's respiratory system and causing them like SARS, but of the lungs, and it's mostly affecting the young kids. And so if you look at the ads that are being advertised today, the ads say we're offering for 6 months. They're saying for free you can come and get this for 6 months and older. They've gone all the way down, and now the virus that's coming out is one that's attacking to attack the children. So if your children get sick, the people that they say are more susceptible to get sick are those who go to school and are meet in school and in the classrooms because they're not choosing to be isolated and having their 6 feet, and those who go to church. So everybody who decided to start going and being back in life, doing like life was, they're the ones they're saying are supposed to get sick the most.
But listen, if I'm designing COVID and I know that I want children to be vaccinated, that's who I'm going to target with this COVID attack, so that parents can be fretful enough to go get their kids vaccinated. And guess what? All you have to do, especially mostly women, anything pertaining to their children, minus Juicy Cakes, they take their children and get vaccinated. All it has to be is scared. All the United States of America has ever used against its American citizens is fear tactics. And soon as fear run amongst us, we do whatever they say. We just do whatever they say.
We got that from? That's Hitler's theory.
You already know.
And make them love them.
Yep.
And religion.
So we have to, like you say, Tony, religion. The devil don't want you getting saved. The devil don't want you doing anything positive towards God. So if I tell you that the most people that's gonna get it is people that go to church and people that go to school, but I'm gonna still leave school open so that kids can go, since you already know that they can get it the most at school, wouldn't you be shutting down school so kids don't be subjected to COVID?
It would make sense to me.
But I don't want you to go to church because I don't want you really congregating and coming as one to oppose what it is I'm saying. And hopefully the further away I keep you from a church is the further away I keep you from God. Because, you know, most people only serve God on Sunday.
Period.
So Look at how long it took for those people to open churches up around America, even after COVID had died down. You couldn't even have funerals in churches.
Mm-hmm.
So they just can't scare me. I done had COVID before, and I know that there's something bigger than me and COVID that allows me to wake up every day.
When you say how long it took them to open churches, I was surprised to see how long the Jehovah Witnesses did not go back into service. And it made me like I know how much of a faith religion they have, and so that's what threw me why they were not. But someone helped me understand that they were being more of a compliance than it was based out of fear. Right, it was based out of compliance. You know, we do believe in obeying the laws of the land, but we ain't gonna be no fool either. And so I respected that, but it was just like you say, it took them a long time. People were actually going and sitting in the parking lots in their cars and listening to the sermon instead of going inside the building. We still have restaurants here that have outdoor eateries, and then you can't go inside and eat, but you can eat outside.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So let's move on, Tony, to the next.
Just want to remind everybody that Tuesday is the last show of the month, and as you all know, if you're new to the show, you don't know, but just to let you know that the last show of the month is usually Chatting with Friends. So Tuesday will be a random discussions. Probably show a few videos. We'll talk about them, discuss them, just having fun. But the last show of the month is usually Chatting with Friends. Just to let you know. And following Tuesday will be Friday's show. And Friday's show is Why Are Black Men Most Hated and Black Women is the Least Married. Hell
of a one right there.
So next Friday is Why Are Black Men Most Hated and Black Women is the Least Married. And if you're just tuning in tonight's show, we're talking about, eventually we're going to cover the topic of the 5 police officers in Memphis. We're going to talk about that. But something else I wanted to share with you all tonight is Angela Bassett said she is never too old to learn. Angela Bassett received her doctorate degree at age 63 years old. She's never too late.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to Angela Bassett. Yes.
I mean, I'm going to just say this. It is congratulations, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. But it's a bunch of people do that all the time over this way and in the world. They just give her the spotlight because she's Angela Bassett. So she did nothing that a lot of 63s, 58, 91-year-old people have done.
So very true. My friend in college, her mother went back in her 60s and got her doctorate in psychology.
Why they ain't have her on the ATL show where we can cheer for her?
No.
The valedictorian is usually the most smartest student, correct?
Or have the highest GPA.
And
I don't like to say that it's smartest.
And the salutatorian is the second one.
Mm-hmm.
How about they're both brothers?
Oh, yeah.
That's what's up.
They twins?
Mm-hmm.
Twins.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. See, now that right there, Tony, that's awesome right there.
What high school do they attend?
I'm not sure. I saw that. So I got to share this with y'all, with the fam.
It's another type of celebration or acknowledgement. Not just it's cum laude.
Yeah.
The cum laude is what, like the best of the best.
Sagma cum laude. But you can be, I think, valedictorian and have the cum laude, because I think that's from a different organization. I think it's a
Okay.
different rope. You know, you get a
Yeah.
certain amount of ropes for your achievement, and like you have the National Honor Society, then they give one, and then you have another. I don't quote me now, but I do
I
believe
think
you
you're
do.
right.
Mhm.
Also, here's one. There's
I
all.
wasn't it.
Oh, okay. I'm surprised.
Well, if Don Allen was on here, he would have had all of them.
Look, my son had 4 ropes, and when he was sitting in there, and they were calling other people, he was like, because he played in high school, he had a good time. I'm telling you, this boy. They said they had a chorus show, he was front row in chorus. He wasn't singing, but he was at everything they did. He had a good time, and he was like, if I had known we were gonna have this, it was a whole separate awards ceremony. It was different than the graduation, but being that he did have honors, he was invited to it for it. But he was sitting there looking at all the people going, and he was like, I ain't know you could get that. I ain't know you could get. And I'm like, man, you should have fun. Should have studied more.
You trying to get
Listen,
them
no
all.
lie. Almost throughout all of school, I only missed one day of school in my whole entire life. And I remember, listen, that was senior skip day. So, you know, they give out, I didn't know they gave out awards to people who ain't never missed no goddamn school in their life.
Perfect attendance.
Listen, they gave it to white boy Ben. They gave it to white boy Ben. I was like, you mean to tell me that I ain't missed no days out of school? What? Senior skip day.
Mm-hmm.
I might have missed more days out of school than I did in school.
Damn.
Every Sunday I was sick. About 7 o'clock. It get deep.
You know what she needed, Tony? All she needed was somebody to come in there with that leather belt and hit that ass cheek. She'd been ready to go to school.
By the morning time, I had a fever. Okay, baby, you stay home. I'm telling you, every Sunday. Hey, Kia.
Hey, Miss Kia.
Yeah, no. Only time I started going to school was like sports time, when we had if you don't go, you can't play. You can't practice. I ain't missing then, but
gotta be in that game.
Listen, we had an all black male school. The entire 2022 graduating class at an all boys high school in New Orleans, Louisiana, got accepted into college, earns $9.2 million in scholarships.
That's gonna be my son's school. I'm send that to me. He goes to an all males college prep school.
Kia said school was very boring.
Very. Oh my God! And if you went to Gardens, only person there who was good was Mr. Bradley. He was the history teacher. He was funny.
Well, Kia, you didn't go to school for entertainment. You went to school to get your education.
Now, that's supposed to what it's supposed to be, but school is a fashion show. That's what people go to be fashionable and get on them hoes. That's what it was. Go get you some fashion and go get on you some hoes. Did you hear Juicy? What'd you tell him, Juicy? Yeah.
Kia said we never had a teacher that cares.
Oh man.
Wow. So hold on. Let's up. You mean to tell me in your 20 years of schooling, from elementary to high school,
sex, drugs, and skipping. What school you went to, Kim?
Okay.
I thought I knew you. I thought we went to school together. Girl.
Juicy, is she telling on you?
I ain't never skipped school. And I was part of DARE and Students Against Drugs. I was at the Palm Beach.
Wait, you was in there?
Yes,
Not you spoken.
Yes. Man, don't just say no.
I was in there too.
The leader of DARE. I'd be up there jumping. Man, you get field trips when you join those clubs.
I wanted to do.
JFK and
I was in there too.
You went to Gardens. Gardens wasn't sex and drugs. We had fun. Miss Beatrice cared. Miss Gibson cared.
Kia went to another Palm Beach Gardens.
Mr. Blake.
The other branch of it. The other branch of it.
Blake cared. That was the principal. Man, that man right there, he gave us nothing but, he gave us a tablet for hall passes. We just had the whole thing. I shouldn't tell on him now, huh? He can't get incriminated this late, right? There's a statute of limitation for everything, right? What about Mr. Thomas?
Lord,
that's that muscular man. I don't know. He was the sex now. I thought he was doing the students. But I don't know. Oh, wait.
What'd you say? You said you thought you were gonna let him get some.
No.
She did not say that.
No, I did not say that.
I
was a good kid. I was just a class clown.
Just because if you gave somebody something don't mean you ain't no good kid.
Not the teacher.
It's still dick and pussy. As long as you 17, 21, 30.
You mean 18?
Yeah,
Listen.
but in Georgia it was 6. In Georgia it's 16, so I'm in the middle.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, Florida,
You in the middle of going to jail.
you can't even do that with
Listen.
That's what you in the middle of, going to jail.
Yeah.
Listen, for real, Juicy, when you get off, look up what's the acceptance age for consensual sex in the state of Georgia and the state of Florida. 18 for Florida, 16. They tried to move it. Last year they tried to move it to 14 in Georgia.
Kids say, Legacy, you nasty. You nasty, man.
Yeah, you late. You late.
This might
That's what got the ATL popping, him being nasty.
I ain't been that in a long. I ain't been that person in a long time because Tony told me I couldn't do that no more.
I was trying to ask Google.
What? I can't imagine that because at some point I gotta quit or I'm gonna get caught. So you need to find a better place. Damn, Legacy, they won't let up on that OU, huh?
Oh God.
He is soon killed to be a married man.
Yes. It will be televised.
I'm on mute. Oh my goodness, the revolution.
Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all don't listen.
A national
Ladies,
holiday.
don't listen.
Oh,
Ladies, don't listen to what they saying on here, ladies. Don't listen to them.
Do I need to make a phone call?
Oh, this is on the show.
I'm at my office.
You You know what? Go on in the show station.
I got
and
phones
go.
that are available. Do I need to make a call?
No,
We gonna stop the
on
shit.
the show stays on the show. If they wanted to know about the show, they should have tuned in to the show.
We could get them in though. We don't do that. We help.
You said.
Hey, look, let me go put down my T's. Hold on. Finish that statement.
Listen, I got so Tony. Do we have any more things you want to show? Because I have a question.
YouTuber CJ So Cool shit 4 times last night. Oh, shot. And home invasion. Oh man. Why did you spell shot out?
I guess it was like a week ago because I've been holding on to this to show y'all for like a week.
Oh man.
I know a lot of kids, you know, when they watch CJ So Cool and they follow him on YouTube, and he caters to the youth, because you know, but I guess he was recently shot. He had a home invasion, and probably, you know, he's very flashy and gaudy with his jewelry and his money and what he have, which is to me that's an open invitation to come rob me, come steal from me, come take from me. Mm-hmm. Because you don't have to be that gaudy and flashy. You know, you gotta have a ring on every finger. You know, you gotta have on 10 rings. You know.
I don't know. You know, Tony, having that type of money, it goes back to what you told me about, you know, if you hit the lottery, one of the things you're gonna do is take care of your circle, but then you're moving the hell away. And
ask your question.
Go ahead, Kate.
No.
Kia said I have a question. I was saying ask your question.
Okay, so amongst coming into this multitude of wealth, why wouldn't one of the things that you do is hire you some security? Because you understand the life that eventually they're coming. If you look on television, you look on social media, there are celebrities that tell you that when they drive their vehicles, that they've pulled it up into they've pulled into their driveways, and jump boys pull up in communities and everything and still try to rob them there. So why wouldn't you, being as famous as you are, YouTube sensation, making millions of dollars off of YouTube, have become a household name for children, why wouldn't you get you some security for you and your children in your home?
You know what? I want to put this out here, YouTube world. I buy paparazzi.
I'm the plug.
So don't come for me.
I'm sorry.
That person who didn't get the paid security. I would be like my faith game. I wouldn't think that far. I would really not. I would think that the society would love me and not want to hurt me. So y'all don't come for my. You know, it's only $50 to bring it out.
There's a lot of famous football players, Kate. One of my favorite is Chad Ochocinco and Johnson, and they interviewed Chad.
So Kia says, what do you think about them taking history out of school? Now, Kia, we gotta put you back to last on Tuesday.
I was just gonna say that, Juicy.
Because we hit it. We talked about that one. So we gonna leave that one for the replay. That gives
you gotta go back and watch. You gotta go back and watch that Tuesday. Now, let me tell you what Chad said. Now, Chad made millions of dollars in the NFL. So they asked Ochocinco, hey, have you ever wore fake jewelry? Chad told them, every time you saw me with jewelry on, it was costume jewelry. He said, why would I be out in public? People already know who I am. There's always somebody trying to get a lick. Why would I walk around with real jewelry on knowing somebody could rob me for it? Somebody could kill me for it. So I'm letting everybody know everything I wear is fake. My stuff is in the bank and where it can be protected. And it just made sense. But it goes back to what Tony said a minute ago. Because people don't know who they are and they never had anything, they want the world to know that they got it now. So now that I have it, please come take it from me.
Please don't, because I was so thankful when paparazzi came about. I work every day. I know that's right. We work too hard for it.
We do too, Ms. Eccles.
But you can watch the replay still.
It's actually able to be viewed at any hour. That's the beautiful part.
The last show we talked about that topic, Kia, about the history. And it's not that they're taking history out of school; they're taking Black history out of schools. We talked about it for almost an hour. So go ahead and look at the last show, and you'll have all your answers and how we felt about it.
To the left, to the left. So you got another one for us, Tony? Because I got something I need to say. I want the opinion.
That's all I had. Go ahead.
All right. For everybody in the ATL world, especially the women, but I definitely want y'all opinion on this. Why do some women who we love you too, Ms. Eccles. Why do some women feel that, and I didn't say all, Kate and Tayama, I didn't say all, so please don't chop this neck. Why do some women who have children from a man feel like it's okay for them to ask their baby, excuse me, let me say this, for them to run to their baby's father for advice on pretty much anything, or expect their baby daddies to help them out in situations if they have a man already? Do you think that's fair, or what do you think about that situation if she has a man?
I don't know. Come on, YouTube world.
Huh?
I said, come on, YouTube world, tell us. No, you know, I think that when two people have a child, there's to me personally, there was a connection already there that had got established, right? And because we have kids, women.
No, not if you got a man.
It's not about I got a man. It's about the relevancy of the person who you're speaking of. A man is somebody who you're in your life. They're significant. Yes, they're your partner. But when you have created a child with someone, usually the relationship was something that was good. There was some trust there, and you already admired this person enough to procreate. Then when things arise, you can trust them to the sense to ask the questions.
Let me give you a scenario, Juicy. Let's say you're involved with Tom, a fictitious person. You're involved with Tom, and you and Tom has been in a relationship for, let's say, 2 or 3 years now. That's your boyfriend. That's not your children's father. That's just your boyfriend. Y'all kicking it. A hurricane come along, all of a sudden your roof is leaking. So who do you reach out to? Do you reach out to your boyfriend for 2 or 3 years, or do you reach out to your baby daddy who's not in your life and not in, not relevant to you?
Well, let me say, so for me, I don't reach out to my baby daddy. So I was trying to, When you have a child together, you are connected forever.
Who keep lying to you, Miss Ethel?
It depends on how long they've been together. Guys do the same thing.
Come on. Stop it, sir. Stop being so goddamn delusional. That's not true.
Why do guys communicate with baby mama?
Now, this is, go ahead, Tony. I want you to, Juicy, did you just say that the nigga that's putting his dick in you and y'all been together for 3 years, that if something like that happened, that you gonna go reach out to your baby daddy before you get?
No, I said I don't reach out to them. Like,
oh, okay. I'm glad.
Me personally, if I have I have a baby daddy, we got children together. That relationship went somewhere else. Once that relationship went somewhere else, so did I. My trust.
But Kate, that's not what you just said.
No, I was trying to give you why other women may. I was hypothetically speaking, I was helping you with why other women might. This one here.
The answer should be because you my baby daddy, and nigga, you better do it. Period.
Wrong answer.
I'm gonna tell you now. Something happened to me one time, and I was in this position. I was like, damn. Who I'ma call? And my baby daddy called. And I said, well, look at God. He said, why?
Oh!
Because I was sitting here wondering who I'ma call, and you called. And he was like, really? I said, yeah. And so, bruh.
But Cake, you missing the thing. You missing what I said.
Why you just can't be nice?
I said if you have a man in your life, not if you're single.
With you.
So no, if I have a man or I'm single, I ain't calling him. Me personally.
I'm calling you, and you better come running.
So if you're in a situation where you need to call somebody, who are you calling, Juicy?
Man, I've called my mama, and then I done worked that shit out.
So you wouldn't call a man for nothing? Boyfriend or baby daddy?
I'm calling everybody. I'm calling Tyrone and them too. Legacy, did I pull up on you in a moment's notice? Hey, I'm looking for something. Do you know what? Hey, come pick me up. I'm ready. See, that's what I want. Dedication.
And
hold on.
That's a man. If my child is in a house that is lacking something, I will make sure I pick up the slack. My child will not need or suffer. And to me,
that's why that's why your child needs to be with you, because you are the one that can provide for your child.
So
and wait, not to mention, it was your child that broke it.
So right, my goodness,
speed it up.
But you know what? When I've had my baby daddy have the thought, like you say, Legacy, that if you have a need, there's a lack in the house, then bring the child to me. I'll do it instead of helping the household so the child can be happy where it's at. Hey, I've talked to my children and I let them know we gotta make some changes around here because we ain't got that help. You know what? I don't beg. I'm not asking. I'm not begging. We gonna get it. And we will.
So Tony,
and we do.
Hold on, dude. So Tony, what is your opinion on the situation?
Wait a minute, Legacy. So Juicy. So what about the man that's your boyfriend that's been in your life for 2 or 3 years?
Well, if he ain't helping out, he ain't.
But you don't know to help out because you didn't reach out to him.
But he in my life. He knows my circumstance.
No. If your roof is leaking, you got a leak from I gave you a scenario. There's a leak.
So look, there's a leak. I know one of them times we was on the phone and now he heard me say, "Baby, go get the bucket."
So your pride won't let you say, "Baby, I got a leak. What can I do?"
Pride. It's not my no, it's not my pride, because for me, I'm different. So if I know that the roof is leaking, I'm gonna get my flashlight. I'm gonna find out what's going on, where the leak coming from, and what I need to do about it. I'm just not. I was not brought up to be that person to call someone to find out what's wrong. 9 times out of 10, when I go to the car dealership or a mechanic about my car, I already know what's wrong. I already know what I need them to do. We good. The doctors.
But Juicy, how did you find out? Juicy, how did you find out what was wrong with your car? If it was your car, how did you find out what was wrong with your car?
I go and I check it out.
So you took it instead of asking your boyfriend or the man, because he don't know that something's wrong with your car. Instead of going to him and let him know, hey,
about me?
I need you to check. Huh?
I said, wait, this show's not about me. Look.
No, we just.
You saw I answered it. You gave too much examples for them. You were supposed to keep it cut and dry. You my baby daddy. Mine for life. Get it done.
I got this amount of trust in a man. Sorry, I apologize. I had a man one time come over because my car needed to be jumped. Next thing I know, my engine was on fire. Ah! No. No. I was like, what are you doing? Sorry.
So Tony, let me find out what do you think on that situation?
And you better have my back.
I think that if someone's involved with me, that's what I'm gonna reach out to.
That is not having my back.
Because it's true. Listen, I told my mama one time, this since I've been an adult. And so me and my mom was about 20 years apart. And I remember one time my mama called me and asked me for some money, but she had a boyfriend. And she said, you know, I need such and such. I say, do such and such still live there? I don't know what that. Oh, Juicy, you crazy. Listen.
Yeah,
so I asked her, was her and her boyfriend still staying together? She said yes. I said, I can't send you the money. I'm not supporting nobody, no woman who got a man who get to play inside of you.
Your mama?
And you, it don't matter who it is.
This nigga cutthroat, girl.
It don't, cause guess what? He don't need to be laying beside you if he can't help you.
He can help you.
Is what you should have told her, and you should tell him. But you still supposed to
No,
your mama.
I'm not talking to him, Kate. That's my mama, man. That's not my girl. I ain't gotta talk to him because me talking to him, me and him have a problem. She'd still be with him. So what I tell her is, hey, I'm not doing it if he's still there. But if he ain't there, then I don't have a problem helping.
Okay, I can respect that then. When you
I can't.
Like
You're gonna pamper me to the gods if I pushed out that big ass head of yours. You got me
Not if
fucked up.
somebody over there hearing you cross your lip and forehead with 10 inches. I'm not.
Boy, what's their number?
Why I gotta be 10 inches?
You was just with me. You could have sent me a text. You so damn green.
Would it make a difference if it was 4 inches?
Yeah, it make a big difference. I ain't got time for that. I'm trying to elevate 2023. What the fuck you mean, Tony? Go to sleep. Go lay down. Go for about 4 inches. For what? Because his fucking forehead. Okay. That was my hood. I'm telling you, I'm an anti-savage. My bad.
Listen, but being real, I'm gonna tell my daughter this same thing, sweetie. I'm telling you, you know who your daddy is. Daddy love you and to do his best to give you as much as I possibly can within my powers. But you can't tell me
him with her car. Yeah, honey.
You can't tell me that you got a boyfriend you shacking up with, and he playing PlayStation 20. Cause by the time she get grown, and it'll be PlayStation 20. He over there in there playing PlayStation 20. And hold on, this gotta be Kamal. It ain't came up yet.
It's kids. She said, I hate when people ask that question. If I ask you for something, don't worry about what I do with my pussy. Legacy, your mother took care of you.
That ain't got a goddamn thing to do with it. You can't.
No, hold on.
You
Hold on.
can-
Period.
You missing the point here. Yes, his mother.
Missing the point. Period.
Yes, his mother took care of him. But if his mother called him and she got to say, a 30-year-old son living in her house. She got an 80-year-old man in her house. That's her boyfriend. That's two grown people that should be helping her. So why are you calling in a whole different state, a whole different city to help you when you got two people that should be helping you in your house?
In your house.
Let me tell y'all, Legacy don't ask me who I'm sleeping with, where I'm going. If I call him, I swear to God, I can call 1 million people. I'm guaranteed that motherfucker gonna be right there. So y'all listen. Don't come with that shit.
Listen, y'all listen to Tayama. Yes, I'm there for her and everybody that I love, but I have a limit of what it is that I'm gonna do because of the fact Tayama is a boss. Juicy bosses, they go out and get their own cake and they don't ask nobody for nothing. So therefore, I'm going to help. But what you're not gonna tell me is you got a man at home. And instead of you leaning on your man who lean on you at night, you want to call the man that ain't benefiting in no kind of way other than the fact of you want me to hope that the 8 years or the 3 years or the 1 year that we was around each other, that still counts for something. That counts for nothing. That's over with. That's why Tony, that's why they call them what? Exes?
Period.
Because so it's over with. All of that is over with.
You know what? I'm gonna agree with you just because this year I'm starting with boundaries.
Legacy,
so that I don't put up all these damn boundaries, and them bitches are some real boundaries, and y'all not been doing good on my boundaries. I'm gonna roll with it. Don't fucking call him no more. You got a man. At that point.
Thank you.
If it ain't about them kids, don't call him. Your house, that's your problem.
That's it. Now, and I'm gonna go back to where Tony gave Juicy.
Let me say that. That's for his baby mama. Anybody that's my baby daddy, that don't count for you. I call your ass. You better figure out what tunnel to run out of. Proceed, but I got your back.
Listen, but the scenario, and everybody know on here about my kids, my daughter.
I love you.
Now I want to say this. If it's something that the children need, I'm going to call their daddy about it. Now, my roof.
Okay, that's right.
That's my shit.
That's why I gave you that scenario because it had nothing to do with the children.
Right. Yeah. But if it's my children, he needs some shoes. Shoot, he calling him before I'm going for him.
That's my job. That's my job.
I fixed my roof.
Look at you know, in the name of Jesus.
It ain't gotta be your job.
Them shoes is your listen, don't ask me nothing.
So listen.
He need underwear. I'm calling.
But Kate, you right about that. You should involve your children's father. We just talking hypothetically in that situation, in that, because just the same as you might have to run out and grab a pair, it just might be my turn when you say, hey, I ain't got it, but Timmy need a pair of tennis shoes for his basketball game. And I got it. I need to do that. But you can't call me talking about your windshield got bust and you ain't got no money to get your windshield replaced.
Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. That car, let's be real. That car gets your child from point A to point B. If I can't afford it, yeah, you should feel more than willing and ready to pay that, because serious damage can happen to your kid being in that car.
But guess what? You having to step in and help the Kamal says you having to step in and help out at that awkward moment will shed a light that the dude has problems and will act as a red flag that he is a problem.
Listen, come on.
Not necessarily come on, because she could be just dick whipped.
Yes.
Stigmatized.
Yeah,
Ain't
come
that much
on.
in the world if I gotta call her.
Juicy, I got a question. Did you go abduct Kamal and bring him to Juicy Land? Because he is talking crazy tonight.
Now I have a question for you, Legacy, and you, Tony, and all the men as well. You got a child. He called you and say he need a haircut. Should he have to call you and say he need a haircut?
It just depends on it. Just like, for instance, if with my boys, I know I like to get a haircut every 2 weeks. But there's no way I can go
with my child. Please allow me to get involved and get that roof fixed with you. At one point, we thought we were forever, and you will forever have my child.
Come on.
And now, I am now foreverly over it. The kid is mine, but my responsibilities, far as with her, is not mine anymore, and therefore I will not partake in it. And if you can't help and you can't do what you need to do for us while my child is there, I need to have my child with me until you can do it.
Take you to court.
Baby daddy, come on. Help me, please.
But Juicy, back to your statement. Say it again.
About the barbershop. Y'all getting their haircut. I wanted to hear that.
Right. Call you for a haircut.
That right there, I would have to say, as a father, and I did these things, I would, if I know that I go every 2 weeks, there's no way I can go and get mine done with not thinking of my boys. So,
amen.
So sometimes if I go a little longer, let's say one of my boys they done got so accustomed to every 2 weeks that they may have to call me and say, Pops, you mind sending me that so I can go and get a haircut? It's okay. But if you're talking about every month, every 2 months, every 3 months, your child got to call you knowing you got boys and knowing they like to keep their haircut, you don't make it an obligation to get it done, is a problem.
For me too.
When you know you got to go get a haircut.
I agree.
You didn't answer that, sir.
Yeah, I feel that a son, my daughter ain't got to tell me she need her hair done. I can look at it and see, and I'm going to do it. And I think a father, whether that child is in that same city or even out of state, if you are a man, you know what it took for you to be a man. You know what it took when you was a teenager, how you felt, and so forth. You should put forth what the needs are. I so hardly feel that way. So I agree with you.
I'm gonna answer that slightly different.
I'm gonna fight him.
If as long as the child is, let's say, elementary school age, where they can't do for themselves or whatever, and they may not have a cash app, then of course you're sending money every week to the mom, let's say child support or whatever. So she should be getting a haircut. That's part of the money, taking care of the money is for the child. It's not for the mom to get her.
That was beautiful, Tony.
Okay?
That was beautiful. I didn't think about that.
Should be getting a haircut. Now, once the child is, let's say, in middle school, where they now want to get a haircut and kind of look cute for the lady, let's say a boy child, and kind of look cute for the little ladies, or vice versa, the girls, she want to go to the beauty salon or whatever. Then it's kind of different because at that age now, he or she can't work. They're not old enough to work, but they are old enough to now be into grooming themselves. So, but they can still have a cash app at that point or some type of money card. So I would set up so they have a money card, and when they call or reach out to me themselves, say, hey, Dad, can you send me $20, $30 or whatever, let me get a haircut? Boom, I'll put the money on their card, and they can go take care of themselves. Because at that age, middle school, you can go to the mall by yourself or you go to the barbershop by yourself. Now, once they get, let's say, 13, 14, where they're now in high school and can get a job, and they're working on their own, working themselves, then of course they're paying for their own haircut. You're working.
Well, you have to make sure, Tony. I agree with totally, but if you don't instill into them that that's their responsibility, or to show that they're trying to be responsible for their grooming, then that has to be instilled in them. If not, guess what they do? Oh, my daddy gonna still get my hair done. My mama. So now they go and blow their money because they know you're still going to do it.
Before I was interrupted, I was gonna say, now that they're aged where they can work now, and I'll make that their responsibility now to take care of their own haircuts every 2 weeks. Now, if by any chance, let's say 1 week they're buying books or whatever for a class, or it's prom, or the student, the class ring or the gown or whatever, and they fall short and they reach out to me, then of course I'm gonna still be there for them. But at that point where they're not working, that becomes their responsibility, or teaching their responsibility. Now you're paying for your haircuts and you're paying your cell phone bill. That's 2 bills you have. You want a phone, you're paying the bill. You want your haircut, you pay for it. You fall short, I
agree.
I have another question.
Before we move, I want to change up the scenario just a little bit. Women, just imagine you in a relationship with a man.
Wow.
Go ahead and read that page.
Kid said my baby daddy pays $30, but would never pay $30, but he is taking care of his girlfriend and her kids. My wife never had to be concerned about my boy's hair, and I never had to worry about my daughter's hair. I did my girl's hair till about 6. After that, I was in trouble. I don't agree with the whole child support argument. Child support or not, that haircut process is a part of the bonding process.
That's what I think that is the most sexiest thing, when a man goes with his son to get his hair done.
If you never had a dad in your life, you would not know how to treat your son.
Listen,
that too.
I don't really agree with that, because let me tell you, some of the best fathers are men that never had a dad, because they actually know what that shit feel like. And they be like, you know what? I'm never gonna leave my shit like my dad left me.
So that
was my motivation.
But they love me so totally different, because they be having something to prove that they're better than that man that left them.
Exactly.
I agree with you that taking the boy to get a haircut every 2 weeks, that bond is part of the bonding process. But when you and that boy is in 2 different counties or 2 different states, then that becomes impossible. So based on my answer,
right,
I'm giving the mama money every month to take care of my child, the haircut should come out of that money, because I'm not there. So she should take care of his haircut every 2 weeks. If we're not take care of her hairdo. And if we're in the same city, then of course I'm gonna go pick up my son every 2 weeks or every weekend or whatever, go get his haircut. You're right. You're absolutely right about the bonding process.
I need Tony to go get a baby. I think this will be interesting.
Listen, I want to change the scenario around for the women.
Oh, we got quiet.
I want to ask a question, but go ahead. You want to change the scenario?
I would love it.
No, because I want you to see it from a different perspective. Just imagine you in a relationship with a man 3-4 years, and he has kids from another woman, but y'all live together, y'all in a relationship. And instead of this man coming to you with a situation that he's in, he leans on the woman that has his kids, even though they're no longer together. Guaranteed, most women would feel like the reason that he leaned to her is because, 1, they still messing around, or 2, he still wants to be with her. You're not gonna look at that and say, okay, well, at least I got to save my money. Or, well, it's okay with me that he keeps reaching out to his ex, but can't come to me. Are you going to be okay with that? And we ain't talking about somebody that you just talking to. I said 4 years, you in love and everything. How would you feel if somebody did that?
Like, I mean, I don't reach out to mine, so I wouldn't understand the person reaching out to theirs. Like,
Exactly. So
say the
that's
same
the
thing.
same. So that's the same thing that's being said about the man part. If your baby mother is with someone and that's who she's with, there's no need for her to, okay, Tony, reach out to her baby daddy when it ain't got a thing to do with her child.
My answer to that question is, let's say I'm dating somebody, we've been together 3, 4, 5 years or whatever, we're in love, and my ex is over here. Now, before I reach out to the ex, I'm going to reach out to my partner here. Bang, da 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 da. Can I get this? Can I get that? I'm running low on this, so I need a loan for blah blah blah. I'm trying to do an investment over here, blah blah blah. And if you don't have it, then I'm going to let you know. Well, listen. I'm going to call Skip, or so and so, because I know I'm good for it. And I'm going to call them to assure you, especially if you have any kind of insecurity, I'm going to make the phone call with you sitting there, whether it's on speakerphone or whether I'm just sitting next to you. I'm going to call the person, say, can I borrow, $1,000, $500, or whatever it is. I got to fix my car. And I get it back to you next Tuesday. Okay, no problem. Boom, go ahead and send it to my Cash App. Oh, okay, I see it. I got it. Thank you. I'll be sure to get this back to you in 2 weeks. Hang up the phone.
But Tony, even though you did it that way, to have to go back and borrow from your ex, regardless if you told your significant other at that time that this is what you was doing and you're doing it in front of him or doing it in front of her, it still does something in the inside of that person that makes them inadequate, that makes them feel inadequate. And it does something to them to where that they are saying, well, I'm not enough, that I'm supposed to be the one to provide and give you these things. But instead of you going to your parents, instead of you going to a brother, sister, or friend to get the money, that's who you still reverted back to ask for help. So you still have a connection with that person.
I'm always have a connection with everybody that's the ex because we have slept together. So there's a connection there regardless. Anyone you step with you're gonna have a connection with.
I don't really communicate with any of my exes like that.
Period. But there's still a spiritual connection.
Oh, I've been took a bath and got rid of that.
Amen to hyssop.
Listen, Juicy, read it.
Hold on. I have exes I don't speak to either, but there's still a spiritual connection.
If I do not care about what they got going on, because his money's in the house. Now, if he mess around, he mess up.
What? What are you talking about?
She don't care about if he go out and lend some money or any of what he said, as long as he ain't messing around. But if it has something to do with him cheating, she got a problem.
And then my significant other already knows that I couldn't go to my mom or my dad because both of them are deceased. You already know that. So I can't go to mom or dad. Can't go to my sister because she's a crackhead.
I say I'm a firm believer.
So the only other thing there was is the ex.
And if the current person ain't the one doing it, he can't be mad how it get done. Cause shit got happen.
Not so. Hold on. Go ahead, Kate.
As a man, I know my presence can cause problems in my child's mother's house. So all decisions will be made with that in mind. Unfortunately, a sorry dude will take it out on the woman and the children. And that is true too.
Yep.
But what my question was, Tony had made a point about the age and the children in middle school and high school and when they could be a job, working and then taking care of their own. At what point, or is there a point, like, do we encourage children to start working and having a job? Or do we encourage them to not work and focus that time into their studies, their school, their future to find out what they want to do with their life. Because with the child, he ain't working, he don't have a job.
Huh?
To answer your question, if he doesn't have a job, you best believe he's bringing home straight A's.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
He's bringing home straight A's. He's in all kind of academics. He's
Mm-hmm.
a child mentally. You understand what I'm saying? When I say he's a child, and she's a child, you know, you're not at that age in trouble, hanging out with the gangs in the streets, smoking weed, doing dope, selling dope. No, you're not. No, you're a child. Don't let the street lights find you outside. Respect your mom. Respect your mama. And I'm not thinking your mama, but if you tell me one time there's an issue, you're gonna see me.
Wait, so he don't respect his mama? That's the issue?
Yes, that's definitely an issue.
Yeah.
I know, I'm just asking. I'm just saying.
What you was smoking tonight, Juicy? That oil you did that good oil.
No, because most of the time I've experienced when men are out of the household, they don't care what how that child is.
That's
not men.
That's baby daddies, not men.
Y'all, let me tell you what I noticed. When it comes to kids, let's say they don't have a dad and you have a friend like Legacy. I love and respect him. When you have a kid and a man take interest in that kid as a father and they scold him, do you know you don't get no more problems out that kid? None. Legacy reprimanded my niece. He didn't spank her. He just let her know he was so disappointed. It hurt his feelings. That girl been on the straight and narrow. We talk about Bernice Tony.
That's what's up.
But that comes because
do what he needs to do without question. And I didn't ask him. He told me he was coming.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. Regardless, one of my rules that I've always told my boys, and I told this to them since they were little boys, it is better for you to disrespect me, and we can deal with this as men and try to get a better understanding. But I have no understanding if you disrespect your grandmother, your aunties, your mama, and any adult. If you do that, I have no understanding, so I'm gonna deal with you accordingly. It only happened one time with one of my boys in Georgia. He was talking back, and I heard him on the phone with his mama. It was 10:30 at night. By 7 o'clock when he got ready to go to school that next morning, I was at his door.
Bully.
And it never happened again because my kids understood that my dad is not playing about this disrespect stuff. And at the same time,
amen,
you have to understand that regardless if I'm with your mama or not, at the end of the day, you're still from the both of us. And I can't allow you to disrespect her because you never saw me disrespect your mother in our presence. So I'm not going to allow you to do it in mine. Now, I know all kids done went in their room and said, I can't stand that bitch. I done said it.
Let me hear it, and you don't have to stand it because you did.
But truth be told, I just wanted my boys to understand that you can't go out disrespecting your mama and parents and guardians and think that greatness is gonna come to you, because even in the Bible it states it is, to you shorten your days for disrespecting your parents. But a lot of parents also have to understand that their actions also bring about this disrespect, because it says parents do not provoke thy children to wrath, the very next verse up under that paragraph. So we have to respect ourselves in front of our children and also teach them what respect is. It's almost that time to get ready to go into the topic. And I think this one is going to be a barn burner because it's kind of like genocide. And I want you guys to watch it. I want you to take it in. I want you to understand the ramifications that are going to come behind this situation if we don't wake up real quick. Let's go.
Before we go, let me show these two commercials real quick.
Legacy Unlocked. When you're locked out of your vehicle, can't get in your car, call Legacy. Serving West Palm Beach and surrounding cities. That's area code 229-630-7615. Available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Have you been denied disability, Social Security, or custodianship of your children? Call Antonio Williams. He has the knowledge and experience to fight the government on your behalf. Let him represent you. That's Antonio Williams, your non-legal attorney consultant.
Just in time accessories. We have the bling and everything in between. Tayama Copeland is your independent paparazzi consultant. Everything is only $5. You can catch Tayama on Facebook Live at Tayama Copeland, or you can find her at www.justintimeaccessories. Just in Time Accessories. We have the bling and everything in between. Check it out. Just in Time Accessories. We have the bling and everything in between. Tayama Copeland is your independent paparazzi consultant. Everything is only $5. You can catch Tayama on Facebook Live at Tayama Copeland, or you can find her at
And we're back from outer space. You thought I'd be here with that sad look upon my face. I should have changed that stupid lock. I should have made you leave the key. Had I known for just 1 second, you'd be back to bother me.
No, don't get me started. I'm ready.
Well done, go. Walk out the door. Anyway, we's back. Are they for us or are they against us? Are they here to serve and protect or kill us? Legacy.
Yes.
What do you have to say?
I'm gonna say this. I don't have trust in our officers, and I don't have trust in our judicial system because of, not saying that there are no good officers out there, because I have ran into some. I have had some to give me second chances in life. But I also see it to where the same rules apply to them as they use it against us, that one bad apple spoils a bunch. Birds of a feather flock together. So I believe that even though there are good officers out there that do want change and do want to serve and protect, those good officers are not doing enough to expose and get rid of the bad ones. So with that same analogy that I use, allegory, if the good ones are not doing enough to get them out, then we have to look at them all the same as well, that they're just as corrupt, they're just as evil, and they're just as bad, because they're not, like I say, they're just not doing enough to expose the bad and get rid of the bad. And a lot of them won't, some of them may want to, but a lot of them are afraid of the backlash that they may get from what's going on up under the blue shield, because so much corrupt stuff has gone on that has reached to captains and majors and whatever the ranks are, sheriffs and lieutenants, that these people actually may be afraid for their lives if they come out and expose certain things. But that's the job that you signed up for. You are supposed to be able to serve and protect foreign and domestic, meaning in your house, in your backyard, your friend, your enemy, your mother, your father, it doesn't matter. You are supposed to be able to serve and protect the community from the injustices that are created by people that don't want to follow the law.
But is that what they're supposed to be doing for real?
Serve and protect, that's the oath.
But see, I think that's where we misunderstand. We think that their service is to us, their protection is to us, but it's to the fraternal order. Just like the Masons. They ain't for to us, it's to them and to whoever that are affiliated with them. So if I'm a business and I'm paying you for your protection, like when we go into the grocery stores and we see the police there or the security guards, they not there about the merchandise. They there to make sure the people who work there stay safe. You can steal all day out of there, but let you hit somebody. Now they got to get involved. Yeah, they might help out because they're there and why not? But that's not what they're there for. So I think that we putting too much expectation on
protect and serve.
Yeah, like they really for that. They are trained to kill. They are not trained to injure. Even the dog bites you in your calf. That's your immune system. The dog is trained to take you out. They are trained to kill. Before they became the police, they were slave catchers. So just like when I took my professionalism oath as a teacher in my code of ethics, I had to agree to abide by certain rules and regulations to be a teacher, or I could not be. The doctors the same, the police the same,
lawyers,
the lawyers the same. So we really might want to look at their business, but we might want to look at the business description, that business plan, dissect it and understand it properly, and know what you up against, because you asking for people. The only reason why you call the police is because they're here to help you do something you can't do yourself.
I think the reason
that was good.
Definitely, but I think the reason why this is in the media and is such out there is because of the fact that it's black officers this time. It's nothing.
I was trying not to go there.
It's nothing for us to see white officers killing a black man. It's nothing for us to see the white officers put your knee on his neck. It's nothing for us to see the white officers hanging you in the prison cell, talk about something was suicide. There's nothing for the officers, do something to you and they find your body floating in the river. And you say, again, he was trying to get away. See, that's normal. We see that every day. That has become a thing of the normalcy.
Okay, so tell me what is not normal about this, Tony. I get what you're saying, that it was 5 black people.
And because it's now black people, but see, at the same token, forget the color of the skin, look at the crime.
Nope, take it back. You just said white people could do all this killing. Do you know they did not leave and let the ink dry from the coroner saying he's dead before they fired all them officers?
And then
it wasn't no fired with pay. They black. You killed them, well, you done. The white man, he'll be like on what you call that? On leave, paid leave.
Administrative leave.
And we have to
2 years.
Tay, hold on, baby, you're right. But let's dive into give the people some meat about what's going on and why we're talking about it tonight, because we haven't gave them any meat on what happened.
The video, Tony?
No, I'm not. I can't show the video because I get a strike.
But I'll tell you, on January the 10th, allegedly, but they have it in the media that it was January the 10th. But on January the 10th, the police officers made a stop on a 29-year-old young man, black, and the officer said that he was going to make contact with this young man. So he called for backup before he approached the vehicle and things. And all of a sudden, they make the call in, to let everybody know they're stopping the car. And then all of a sudden, then they say the young man is running. So then a chase ensued. And then when the chase ensued, everything from then went bad. From what the captain stated, and me watching the video and listening to her and also reading, it shows where the young man was getting beat by 5 black officers. They beat him for 3 minutes straight, punching, kicking, hitting with with objects and things like this. And they beat him, and then he was it's something that happened because 2 firefighters also got or EMS officers got fired also, because it was something that they did do or they didn't do that caused them to get fired pertaining to this young man's death. And it was the man was pronounced dead on January the 10th. They reviewed the tapes, and I think it was like maybe 7 or 14 days later, the 5 officers were fired and arrested and charged with second-degree murder and a couple of more different charges. That is when it started to bother me. Not that they were arrested, because I think they need to get the electric chair. But this is what starts to bother me. I went back and did a little research, and Tayama is exactly right. Juice is exactly right. I watched, and I went back and I looked up how long did it take for the officers to be arrested in the George Floyd murder. It took them approximately 335 days before the person that was charged and found guilty of George Floyd's murder to even be arrested. It took them almost 1 year to the day before they found him and charged him with the crime. And I was like, hold on. How in the hell did it take them a year to charge him with that, or them with that, and it only took about 14 to 17 days to charge these 5 officers with what they got? Well, legacy punders, and I'm a little nosy when it comes to legal stuff. And one thing is, the captain over the police force in Tennessee, in that area, is the first black female captain over the police department ever.
Yes.
And also, by it being a black on black crime, whether it was officers on a civilian or civilian on civilian, she's up under a lot of pressure too, because now there's a lot that's standing behind this. One, society is waiting to see, do black people only riot when it's white on black crime, whether it's police on black civilian or whatever it is? Do black people only riot when white police do things to black people? And are we going to convict these black people, these black officers,
to the fullest?
Or is it that we only want to prosecute white officers when they do stuff to black people? Now, you have to understand the ramifications of this. The ramifications of this is the funny thing. They have already indicted and found that the grand jury has already indicted these black men in like 17, 18 days. These folks are arrested and indicted on these charges already.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen expedited indictments done that fast in anywhere. And you talking about in almost 3 weeks, they've already arrested and indicted, and grand jury has already okayed them to be tried for these crimes. Less than 20 something days. And it took over 300 and some days for a white officer to be charged with kneeling on this man's neck for 10 minutes. I'm talking about Mr. George Floyd. If they don't be found guilty, hold on, okay, if they not found guilty of these crimes, you open the floodgates for white officers to go and kill at any time they want to, and ain't no jury, that's the captain, ain't no jury gonna find white officers guilty anymore when you let 5 black officers walk away scot-free. Those are gonna be the ramifications.
That's true. So they got to do something. They got to make an example out of them 5.
Yes.
If not electric chair, they definitely got to get them at least 20, 30 years.
What is the controversy that people are saying that it might not be real?
I
don't know nothing about it.
Because I've seen like people say things on Facebook saying we gotta hear all the facts and make sure what happened really happened.
Let me tell you, all that I know is on a regular routine stuff, a black man was beat to the pulp to where his head was 2 times the size of a normal human's head. He looked like the Elephant Man. His family, they decided that they wanted to show him in the hospital bed. It was only 5 black officers at the scene. No matter how you chop it up, the man shouldn't look like that. No matter how you chop it up, wrong is wrong. I don't know. They give these people so much power. At the end of the day, everybody still have the, what you call it? The privilege of being right and wrong. And they can use at any time to do something bad, but they put them on a higher level. But one thing they finna learn today, even though you're in them suits, you're still black.
But the thing is,
still a nigga, and they finna lynch the shit out you. Why does they chop it up? Because I have never even seen in Tennessee, there have been over 16 deaths by police officers. Google it. In the last, what that thing said, like 30 years. You know, Martin Rowland he gonna give it to you. He say it never got to the media this soon, this quick, being that an officer killed somebody. They had someone out there delegating, trying to keep so much from the media. They gave everything they thought to the media but the video.
So there was another video speaking, and it was about I think I saw it about 2 weeks ago, but I didn't know this had taken place until you all told me about it. You know, I don't watch the news. So but the video was saying how much people are paid to take part in certain activities, and paid to beat up, paid to take this charge. And I mean, it had lists of, like, you know, if you killed this person, we're going to charge you for this, but your children will have this benefit, and so forth. And they went around and they had people set up staged. It wasn't even their real job, but it was like as if they were the cop, or they were, so that when they present it out there, they have this story already created and already how it's going to play out to create like
a narrative against the black woman that is like actually in charge now. That title has never been held, let alone by a black person, let alone a female at that. So for this to be her first time, that's looking really bad. I'm just thinking out loud. But the police need a police to police them. Period.
Isn't that what
I know.
internal affairs is?
The thing that's scary about it is
we don't hear you, baby.
What's scary?
internal affairs.
No, you said the thing that's scary now.
He was still talking, but his screen froze.
Hello?
Yes.
You said internal affairs. How do again? No, y'all don't see me moving.
I think you finna drop a bomb that they
Y'all see me moving,
but your audio is tripping.
I see you moving.
Hello.
I see
We
you
hear
moving.
you.
I see you moving.
Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna leave and come back in.
Okay. Tony, why you went over there and scared that man Wi-Fi?
Tony, I said send me the video, the messenger.
Oh, I don't have it on this computer. I have it on the other phone.
Tiama, send it to me.
They're supposed to release the video of the from the police body cam tonight.
That's what I was asking. Don't they wear out to wear body cams?
They petitioned for it and all of that. I didn't know it was coming out tonight though.
Yeah, I'm noticing it says here. I'm looking at it says here. 5 officers indicted Tyre Nichols' death are out of jail. The 5 officers that indicted in Tyre Nichols' death are out of jail on a bond ahead of release of video.
Ahead of a leaked video?
Before they even released the video, the officers are already out of jail.
How did they get a bond?
Wait. Did you see how much the bonds were? That was the insult on our Black Lives. See, I have to be real cautious because when you're employed by people, you just can't be your natural self. Because I want to show my natural self, but my natural self got. It is very disheartening.
How much was
Listen, because y'all know me, like.
I know you, but I was trying to do a little research on it and find out.
Y'all know I don't believe in that Black Lives Matter, but for you to be a Black Lives Matter and the boy in blue, you done try all my life.
Oh, so what about?
I'm still here. I ain't back. I ain't in.
Come on, Juicy. Come on. You on Mary J, so grab what I want to say.
The Black Lives Matter co-founder's cousin died after police blasted him with a taser. That happened January 19th. That was in the news.
And they say in their jackets, like literally, like this story is so crazy to me. In their jackets, they had many complaints before. So you mean to say this one task force, because this is one team, this team always got in trouble together. Like y'all look that up. But I need y'all to say it because I can't say it. Go ahead, be my guest. I could be like, well, I heard it, and yeah, so yeah. You got me, Juicy.
The task force name is called the Scorpion. So they asked the captain, what did it stand for? Why would they walk around with a name like that? And she broke it down for what it meant. I didn't write it down exactly, but they do have a bunch of complaints. They do have a bunch of things that are against them that warranted somebody to investigate them. And it don't. But how do you expect the police to investigate the police. You have to understand the police have to have a public relation with the people in the community. And if you create distrust between the people and the police officers, then it's gonna be chaos. So do you think that the police are going to, from the upper top to the bottom, gonna investigate officers and expose them for the things that they're doing when those same officers have things on the people that's up to the top because they're the ones who give out the orders to go do things?
Yeah.
So
Like,
you can't expect, huh?
I was like Juicy said, internal affairs, they're their friends.
Yes. If you really want to have, if you really want to have transparency and have somebody to really just do an investigation on the police, you have to hire outside sources of regular educated civilians who have expertise in these fields of investigation to do out of department investigation on these people that are not friends with the department. That's the only way, because internal affairs are friends with the police department. It's like you going to trial. It's like you going to court and you got a lawyer, regardless if you paid him or not. People have to understand, when you practice law in a town or a city, you have relationships with these judges, district attorneys, assistant district attorneys, and it's not about, oh, you're the baddest attorney. It's about either one, I'm gonna swap him out for him. Nobody really gets in and do litigation on cases because they really don't care if you're innocent or guilty, but somebody has to pay. The only time they really do a thorough investigation of something is when it's something pertaining to an officer on a civilian. That's why you don't have as many closed murder cases, because I don't really have the manpower nor the money or the resources to send out investigators to search and find out why 15 people got murdered. They chop it up as gang violence and move on by it. They chop it up as a drug deal went bad and move on by it. But the only time it matters is when it's a white female that got killed and her parents have money, or his parents have money, or it's an Asian or a Spanish person sometimes who has a lot of affiliation in the community. That's the only time it matters. When it turns out to be about black people who've been slaughtered by any race other than blacks, one of the first things they do is what? Talk about your troubled life. Talk about your prior criminal history that you were no longer in trouble about. They post your jailhouse picture instead of posting your regular pictures, because it's easier to criminalize you in the eye of the public that they have to still go and pick jurors from who will already found you or found the officer not guilty in their heart before they even pick for a damn jury trial.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't, so the police is the police. And we don't have any recourses other than to go tell another branch of the government on the other part of the government. So no, we're in trouble. We're in a fishbowl.
Okay.
I remember recently, like a few months ago, I was talking to Cordell, a friend of mine who lives in Jacksonville, and he was telling me that he was talking to his friend who's on the police force, and was saying that, oh, he just got a promotion. I said, well, what did he got promoted to? He got promoted to internal affairs. Isn't that great? I said, no. I was thinking about it. I said, because before he got promoted to internal affairs, he was a road cop. That means those other road cops is his friends.
Period.
Now he got promoted to internal affairs. They didn't stop being his friends.
And now he turned into they lookout man. Hey, look, they looking into you, bro.
Exactly.
On that line, bro.
Exactly. And guess what else they do? They slide the officers the name of the complainant. They slide the tag number of the name of the complainant. So no, I'm the officer that you're telling this information to. Of course, I'm not gonna mess with you. But now I'm gonna tell my friends who live in the area where you live, when this car comes through, this is the tag, this is the color. Pull them every time. Every time. And now you're being harassed, and you can't say, oh, he already got a complaint against him. No, because you don't. This is a new officer. But the only reason this officer is on you, because guess what? The internal affairs notified the police department that you made a complaint. They're gonna do a little act like they're doing their job, and then they're gonna close the case. Now, guess what? That officer and his friends are gonna mess with you from that time on.
Exactly.
Shut it off.
Watch your tone. Don't talk to my baby like that.
The dog?
The dog.
Yes, ma'am. I just pray that God continue covering our children, and that's the best that we can do, because we're not with our kids all the time, especially those that have become young adults and are out here living their lives. And I mean, we've seen people lose their lives for complying. We've seen people had their life snuffed out from them for, getting on the ground, laying down, being choked out. The most disrespected life on the planet, especially in America, is the African American person. And until we get people who can lobby for us, that are gonna get in there and can't be bought and cause so much chaos and ruckus, we're gonna continue to do this. We've had over 235 bills that have been placed on the table, from the time of Jimmy Carter to the time of Biden, that were supposed to be granted, that was supposed to be pushed through, that was supposed to be able to help and protect us from injustices against law enforcement. And every bill that has passed through Congress that did anything or had anything with African Americans' rights for injustices against the police department have never been passed. 235. That's a lot of attempts for it to still be no. But I watched a whole bill get passed last year when a few Asians got assaulted, and within 30 days they had already passed called the Asian bill, where it's almost a hate crime if you get into a physical altercation with an Asian descent person if you do anything to them. So explain to me, how did their lives, and they one of the least harmed people in the United States across. Go ahead, Kate.
I was going to say, I'll explain to you how it's not that their lives matter. It's that they have a nationality.
True. And their country has money that transfers in and out of America all the time.
Oh, you mean, and their country owns? We're indebted to them?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, that part? Oh, okay.
Yes.
I heard that around somewhere.
So
Yes, we are.
to piggyback on Juicy, yeah,
No,
we as a black people, we don't have a nation, a nationality. Black
Right.
is not a nation. Black is not a country.
I
Nope.
ran across a video that would be so nice for this topic, but yeah.
Well, we'll save it for the next show for the extras.
Oh, I don't
We'll
have
save it
it.
for Black History Month.
Hey, look, someone would actually have to give it to you, but I did like see it, but yeah.
I think I saw it. I think you had sent it to me in Messenger.
Me?
I think you or Juicy.
Juicy did.
Hey, look, he trying to get my page blocked and everything. I ain't never seen
Wait, you can get blocked for stuff like this?
Man, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Is
When
that
that truth,
not
let me
safe?
tell you,
They call that.
I would not even repost it on my page because when that truth get real, boy, your coins get cut off.
Listen, they call that anti-Semitic hate speech. They call that anti-Semitic hate speech.
Boy, see, my brother be having my back. Honey, I can't say nothing. I don't like the C word no more. I don't deal with that. And
I love everybody. There's nothing. There's nothing. And there's no hate here. So.
See, but Juicy, that's
world.
Kate.
Please no. I just.
See, but Kate, this is what we have to understand, Kate. Is this? Everybody may know that you're not racist and you're not anti-Semitic, but the people that determine if you're anti-Semitic are the people that have that allowed for these platforms for you to have a platform and to be able to talk. That's why, even though you are not, but if they deem that you are because of the information that you're putting out, that's when they block you.
Well, y'all better know how to reach me.
let me tell you, I got a whole coworker. She reposted something and people was putting stuff in the comments, right? Based on the contents that was in there, do you know the company said Chrysalis was like they don't affiliate with people that have that mindset. So
right,
she wasn't the one that originally did it, but being that the comments that she was engaging back and forth, they was like, oh no, that's close enough.
Wow.
That she agreed with other people's views.
Wow.
Yeah, man. That's why I say it's a lot of words.
But
I don't know no more.
But listen, that's the same thing. That's the same thing that they did to Kyrie Irving. Even though Kyrie didn't own Amazon, and he ain't the one that said it was okay for them to air their movie through Amazon. Negro, what was it?
Hebrews, the Negro,
something that was dealing with how they was expressing how the Jews were misusing African Americans. And even though he didn't say anything on the repost that he sent, he's the one who caught the flack from reposting it. Jeff Bezos gave the okay. Jeff Bezos gave the okay for the movies to be streamed through Amazon. But Kyrie is the one that got the flack from it because he's the one that reposted it. Shaq didn't even get any flack from it when he was showing it in his movie theater. But guess what? Kyrie reposted it, and he caught all of that flack from that. So what Tayama is saying is we don't own anything. We don't own radio stations. We don't own television stations. We don't own the airwaves. We don't own anything on social media other than your platform. But in order to allow to be on a platform, someone has to give you an okay to do this. And it's none of us. Other people make billions of dollars for creating these type of airwaves for us to do these things. And when they say, oh, I don't like something that you said, I don't like something that you did, guess what they do? They take you down. Now, the crazy thing, and we're going to get ready to get out of here because it's that time. But this is my thing. A lot of African Americans created things over time when they was going through slavery. We created so much. We had so much ingenuity and things. We had so many inventions. Why is it that we don't have inventions anymore? Why is it that we don't create our own things to do or to have our own like StreamYard and all of these things? You know why? Because we spend more of our time worried about twerking and ass and all of that than we do coming up with something that's going to benefit our people.
Let me help you. There have been black people that tried to buy networks and stuff like that, aka Bill Cosby, the Wayans brothers. When you go after something that they know will mainstream to where you won't need them, there's no way that they're letting you in the door. There are millionaires that put their money together and couldn't do nothing.
How about my brother and I?
Yeah, that don't sound.
And my brother is one who put up the investment. I aided in with the idea. And we created this like a Facebook. It's an e-cork board. We have where you can do chats like this, post videos, stream. You can even do your network. We have broadcasting. We have the connection to have a channel on Netflix and have sitcoms aired. For what it costs to build and get the developers to put it together, how much they kept crashing and acting like you couldn't do this, do that, but then come back and fix it because it's what you paid for, is what you want. But to try to keep it from being, and it's online and ain't even being like launched, ain't even been doing anything with it. Because when we go to, like if I present it to Legacy, the feedback is, where is this going to be seen? Is it on YouTube? Is it on Facebook? And those avenues won't let you bring it to them because it's their competition.
So my question is, Kate, why do we always have to go to someone to ask for permission, and we as the people don't have a straight entry into, like you say, y'all created it, but for some reason, we always have to go to them to get an approval. Why?
You know, out of all the things we have done as a Black people, the one thing we have not done was unite. We need to all, no matter what the minds are, come together and support one thing, something. Once that shifts to where we have and we create our own, instead of compete to be like that barrel of crabs, the mind is in us. But that's a whole nother subject, because what puts it there is the fluoride that makes the brain not produce what the right serums needed to be creative. We got a lot of people who are creative, but they ain't got the money. They can't make it happen.
Woo! Well, y'all, it's that time. I want to go ahead and thank everybody that participated in watching the show tonight. I want to give thanks to the two beautiful women that are on this podcast for your intellect and time tonight. The boss man up to the top, appreciate you for allowing us to be here and do our thing. And we're on that note, ATL World, we're going to go ahead and let y'all know. We're going to bring out the juiciest cakes in America. Let them know.
You can find me here every Tuesday and Friday on the ATL show. My website is enliventoyou.com. I'm on Facebook as Nicole Purse, but check out Enliven Your Way to Wellness as well. Miss Beautiful on Instagram and Miss Juicy Cakes on TikTok. Hit me up if you need any homeopathic or wellness nutrition needs.
All right. We appreciate you, Kate. We about to bring out the boss lady, my sister, Tyson's mama, and everybody else's ass whooping. Everybody else's ass whippings. Sweetness, let them know.
That I am a lover, not a fighter. But you can reach me at Tayama01 on Instagram. You can catch me at Tayama Copeland 1 on Facebook. You also can reach me at justintimeaccessories@gmail. And you also can reach me at justintimeaccessories.com. Bye. I ain't got
All right. We're going to go ahead and bring out the man that makes it possible for us to be on this ATL platform in this ATL world. My brother, pain in the ass. AB, let them know.
Anyway, everybody, my name is Anthony Brown. You can find me on all social medias. That's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Anthony Brown or The Anthony Brown Show. Also have a Facebook page called Anthony the Writer. I'm also on TikTok, Facebook Reels, now Instagram Reels. Yes, they pay more money. Instagram Reels. So you can find me there as well. And words to live by, and you should live by them as well. You got to grind until you shine.
Definitely that. All right, everybody. Y'all know it's closing time, so we got to go ahead and let the legacy one let you know. I'm Legacy the Great. You can reach me on Facebook at Dream Williams. You can also reach me on YouTube at Legacy the Great. My email address is legacyunlock@mail.com for business purposes. You can call me if you need any assistance with getting inside of your vehicles. I can get you in. But also, if you have any legal problems and you don't have the funds to pay for an attorney, all that extra money, I can definitely get you what you need through Legal Legacy. I do all type of motions. I do all type of different things pertaining to court. So if you need any assistance, feel free to give me a call at 229-630-7615. All I can tell y'all tonight for my closing is do the best you can, keep God first, and ask God to protect you. You never know the day, hour, nor time when it's gonna come to an end. Love who loves you, and also keep your eye not only for the robbers and the jackers, but also for the police, because they don't care nothing about your life. It's been proven over and over again. And now you know what I gotta say. ATL, ho!
Yeah. 28 grams of moss, 28 grams of moss. Little people the kings, little people the kings. Y'all ain't ready for this, y'all ain't ready for this. Yeah. I'm the champion. I'm the champion. Don't know why you can't wanna wait to be when it's sweet just to give you cats a chance to eat. What you got for early didn't finish the plate. Now that I'm back, you rap cats are gonna have to wait. Been gone a whole year, still nobody got the leadership or the heart to even feel my spot. I'm the champion, must I say it again? The best in this rap game and I continue to win. See, I'm allergic to that, losing makes me sneeze. Like you phony rap cat, I'm about to make it squeeze. Bring your whole crew, nigga, I'ma swallow that. So when it pops off, ANC is on a holler back. It's 28 grams, nigga. I've been running this shit. So anything in front of me can fuck around and get hit. I follow you rap cats, so you niggas my sons, and I'm the truth. Wow, cause I'm the motherfucking champion. I'm the champion. I'm the champion. Still rep the A&T, but I carry my throne. God bless this child that been holding on. And I am that child, as you niggas can see. Cause ain't another rapper out here better than me. And this goes to anybody trying to steal my spot. I'm number one in this shit, so number one you not. So when you can't scream, y'all is the best, I laugh. Like really, you cats don't really know the half. You do the math, and that's yourself who really great. Then add it up and watch it equal up to 28. So that's the little cats know who really the done. I'm overall, I let you niggas fight for number one. Yeah, put that on my life, put that on my son. Gotta stay the best of people licking Trey Lund. And my throne, I'm the key. You can put that on my heart and I'm the God. Wow. Cause I'm the motherfucking champion.